Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Divine Cupid podcast. If you're new, I'm your host, Indy Watson, and if you're not new, welcome back. So guys, welcome back to another episode of my podcast. I know it's literally like the next week and I was supposed to upload this episode last week, but I promise you I have been trying to upload, I have been trying to work on a podcast episode the entire week. One, I was extremely burnt out. I don't think I've ever felt so tired and exhausted and less of myself than I have in the upcoming weeks. And then I was like, oh, I got my period. That makes so much sense. I had just felt so sad and depressed and empty, and I was just like, oh, this makes sense. I understand why I was feeling this way. And then just trying to record a podcast episode, I felt like every single episode I recorded was trash. And I was like, I don't think I want to talk about any of these things that I'm talking about. I had switched between 5 different topics, and each one of them was like, ew, please shut up, India. Please stop talking. So I don't know. I was like, I really need to sit down and figure out what the issue is right now. And I think I have it resolved. For today's episode, I wanted to talk to you guys about my dating life and my dating experiences. I feel like I never really talk about things that are circulated around dating, because I don't want I don't want to spill all of my tea out in the open. But I feel like my dating life is so funny to me. I don't know, it's just so funny. I think it's hilarious. So to open this, I've never officially I've never been someone's girlfriend. I have, but I do not count middle school relationships. I don't count elementary school relationships. So I just say I've always been single. I have talked to people. I have been romantically involved with people, and I have had extensive talking stages that I don't think look me now, I would never let a talking stage exceed the amount of time that it has exceeded in my past. I don't know why you would ever be talking to someone for 11 months, ever in a million years. But no, I do want to just give you guys my little 2 cents with my dating life. And I wanted to tell you guys about my first involvement. So this is dating back from my sophomore year. I had liked this guy in my class. And I remember telling him I liked him, and he offered to pick me up and take me to Target and me. And I was like, why would I want to do that? I was like, why would I want to do that? That is not, he was like, oh, I'm not really looking for anything serious. I'm just more of a casual guy. And I remember leading up to the moments of me telling him that I liked him, we were talking about the concept of dating and everything. And he was telling me how he thinks women are uptight and how they expect too much, how he's not, how they never pay for dates, and how they want flowers and that's too much work and just this, that, and the third. And me, I never I was young, I think I was 15 about to be 16. I didn't really I've never really been I don't know, really big on standards in a relationship. I had none. I'm not gonna I know this is so bad, but I literally had no standards going into a relationship. I had no idea what I wanted out of a person. I had no idea what I wanted out of a relationship. I was just I like you, you're nice, you're nice and you're funny, and those were the standards, nice and funny. That was it. And I was just oh, looking back to my first red flag, why would I want a man who wouldn't give me no flowers? But saw the plot through. He told me what his intentions were, and I was oh, well, your intentions don't line up with my intentions, so I think that's it. And then I had ended up meeting this person, and I had started liking them, and it was oh my gosh, it was the most I think it really set the tone for how I view relationships now, and it sets the tone for how I view myself and what I expect out of relationships. I only have liked 2 people in my lifetime, genuinely had feelings for 2 people in my lifetime, and genuinely had feelings for people that I actually wanted to pursue and be in a relationship with. Other than that, it's been a crush or whatever. But my first serious talking stage, I feel I was at a very low point in that talking stage, because I learned a big lack of self-love, and I realized that it's very important that if you do want to be in a relationship with anybody at any time, you cannot do that if you do not love yourself. You will lose your mind trying to chase after somebody and trying to get them to see you the way that you deserve to be seen if you do not love yourself. I promise you, everything that I think I lacked in that relation, or like I lacked in myself, it was shown in that relationship, because I was looking letting anything go, anything slide. And I think that has happened a lot in like even relationships outside of that, where I'm just like letting things slide and like letting things go, because it's like the self-respect just was not there. Like it was not there, and the boundaries were not there, and I didn't really like understand myself well enough to not go for none of that. Like, hello, I was like, not saying like I was just going for just about anything, but I wasn't really like, I wasn't very vocal. I used to really struggle with communication. I think like that talking stage of that relationship, whatever, really helped me open up. It helped me be more emotionally mature. It really helped me be more communicative, and it really helped me be more open. And all in all, it was a very big blessing. I think I also learned that comparison truly is the thief of joy, because I remember like oh my gosh, I remember like comparing myself to every single girl. And I think that is also a big like sense of lack of self-love, that if you have to like look at yourself and compare yourself to another woman, and you allow her beauty to take away from your beauty, then you're really lacking something in yourself. I feel like you should never look at another woman and be like, she's more this than me, or she's more that than me. I feel like you should be able to validate another person's beauty and not let that take away from your own. And I also feel like you should never bring another woman down just because a man chose to be with that woman, or is now dating that woman, or that was his ex, or whatever. Like, I feel like it's so normalized that women like tear other women down for the sake of a man, when I promise you, a man is not going no extra 5 yards for you. A man is not beefing with the next man for you. Like a man is not doing just about nothing for you, baby. I promise you. So while we're all just like pinned up against each other and hating the next person over a man, I promise you that man is he's doing fine. He's okay. He doesn't care. That's like an ego boost to a man. He's like, oh, I have all these women beefing over me, all these women disliking each other over me. Like, no, I'm not, dude. Like, I promise you, it's never ever that deep. That first like experience, I think, was truly like a very like great experience. Not that the whole relationship or like talking stage was like a great experience, but just the experience that I was able to learn and grow from that, and like heal from that situation, and to be able to like love in such an immense way. Like, I genuinely like mourn that version of myself, because I feel like I was unapologetically open with my emotions. I feel like I was very like heart on my sleeve, like vocal. Like, I was not scared to be like I want this. Like, I want to. I was like not like proud, but I was like, I was a true lover girl. Truly, I was truly that. Like, I really was that. Like, we had matching bracelets. We had just about anything. Like, there was truly like a very warm and like innocent feeling for me. And I was like, whoa, like it was just so cool to like really have like feelings for someone and be like excited to see them, excited to talk to them, excited to be on the phone with them. Like, I have not felt those things in so long, because all people do now is just like get on my nerves and waste my time. So I'm very big now on protecting my heart, protecting my peace, protecting my energy, because I know what it's like to really like someone, like, and I know it's such a beautiful feeling, and it's so scary. And it's so scary because I think with the risk of like love and like and like immense emotions, it comes with the risk of getting hurt. And a lot of people are just like too scared to get hurt, that they like neglect the feeling as a whole. I think that's why a lot of people are like, oh, I want to be nonchalant, or oh, I want to pretend like I don't care about things. I'm a crash out, so like I crash out about my feelings as another portion of itself. Like, I do not let nobody play about me or my feelings, because I'm just like, why do you think I would let that pass? Like, why do you think I would let that slide? I know like I have a lot to offer people, and I know like I love to love people, so I don't necessarily like entertain things that just are no longer in alignment with like what I want. And yeah, and I do think like, and a lot about relationships, I think a lot of people are like, oh, like second chances. I hear a lot of like right person, wrong time. I don't believe in that. I really don't. I know a lot of people are like, oh, like I believe in that. Like, this is my soulmate. This is the person for me. I literally was like, oh, this is my soulmate. Like, this is my soulmate. I think I felt like this is my soulmate's about like 7 different people in my life. Like, come on. Like, I feel like when we just like bond and click with people, we automatically assume like that's our soulmate, when there are so many people out in the world that we are going to meet, we are going to experience. Like, you might feel like really interlinked and really interconnected with someone, but I promise you, like, there are more people out in the world that have more things to offer you. Like, you do not have to be like stuck up and like clinging to just like one thing and one person. Like, it's okay to experience them, but don't hold on to that like experience and just think like that's all you're ever gonna have. I think when a door is closed, you should let it close. I will never like double back. I will never spin the block. I will never do none of those things, because I feel like the relationship didn't work out the first time. Why would I try to make it work a second time? And because I've tried it. Like, I've been with someone where I really like them, and I just wanted to keep like trying to make it work, trying to make it work, trying to make it work. And I promise you, like, when God does not want something to work out, it will not work out. Like, no matter how many times, like, I believe, like, if this relationship is not meant to be blessed by God, it is not going to go out into the future. That relationship is not going to prosper. Like, there's always going to be something that makes this relationship collapse. There's always going to be a demise to the relationship, and I think that is a sign to just go both your separate ways. I know some people believe like, oh, like, we'll just come back, we'll find each other, like, you know, we'll grow, we'll be more mature, and like the relationship will prosper then. And in some cases that does work, but for me, I definitely think like I would rather see more growth out of that person and see more growth out of myself before, you know, like trying to be like, oh, it's been 6 months, let's try again. Oh, it's been a year, let's try again. Because no matter how much time has passed, if you do not learn from the mistakes of like why the relationship ended and why things didn't work out, you truly will not grow. Like, I will have like people like text me and talk to me and say so many things, and I'm like, if you really like haven't, like, you might think you have learned from certain aspects and certain mistakes. Like, I have thought I've learned from certain things in my relationships. I ain't learned nothing. I was put in the same predicament once again and fell for the same dang trap. Like, it's like you think you've learned, but you haven't learned until you're facing the situation again and you make the same mistake that you made the first time. Like, you really, really have to like be analytical of what happened in prior relationships to grow from them. I don't know. Like, I don't think second chances are bad. I just personally don't give them. I think when a door is closed, I would rather keep the door closed, because I don't want to keep like opening a wound that hurt. Like, if I try to mend myself back together, I do not want to hand my heart back over to you so you can break it. Like, I just don't want to do that. I really like am so big on just like, didn't work, I learned from it, I don't want to reconvene, like, I'm done. Especially like being in a like talking stage where it was just full of second chances and full of just like wanting to make things work that just didn't work, and just like still trying and trying and trying and trying and trying, and it just wasn't working, and I just like could not let it go. And yeah, I don't know, I think like coming out of like two like long talking stages. My first talking stage, I would say, is like 11 months. I would never let a talking stage exceed that. A talking stage shouldn't be more than like 2 months, in my opinion. Like, I just need maybe 2 months, but like I would say like a month and a half. I don't need to spend so much time like texting you back and forth. I don't want to do that. First off, I hate texting. That's like a big pet peeve of mine. I just think like I do not want to sit here and text you every day, because I do not know what there is to talk about, and I do not know what there is to text about. And I hate people who like lag. So texting also is like very irritating to me, because I'm like, why is it taking you 3 hours to text me back? Like, hello, I'm getting irritated. So I'm more of like a like, oh, let's hang out, like let's go do stuff. Like, I'd rather just like spend the day with you and in your face than just like over the phone. And it's easier for me to like read your body language, understand like if you're messing with the vibe or not. Like, it's more, I don't know, I feel like it's more mature to just like not spend your entire life over the phone, like to actually like experience and like branch out in the world and everything. But being in those like talking stages, I feel like I didn't really like heal from them in a lot of ways. I felt like it was just like, okay, move on next. Okay, move on next. I think when you get out of relationships, it's very important that you mourn the relationship, because you're just going to get into it with other people. And then when you leave them or when they leave you, you're going to be mourning 2 people at once. Then you're going to be mourning 3 people at once. Then you're going to be mourning 4 people at once. I remember like my junior year, I had just gotten out of like my second talking stage. It was like 6 months long, and it was like, oh my gosh, that was so exhausting. Like, that was so exhausting. And I literally didn't even mourn the first talking stage. So now I'm mourning 2 talking stages. And then, boom, I decided, like, let me stack up a whole roster boom, mourning the whole roster. I was like, dang, like I'm really going through it. I really had to heal from every individual person that I felt like because I just felt like I couldn't be alone. I didn't want to be alone. I did not want to like just sit with my feelings. I think when you are not properly healing from people that you were romantically involved with, I think it only hurts you in the long run. It makes you extremely emotionally unavailable. The more you push off your emotions and push freaking past them like they don't exist, the harder it's going to be emotionally competent and like capable with other people. I feel like for the longest I've really struggled to like let my guard down and like actually like have feelings for someone because I am constantly like, I'm not scared of getting hurt. I feel like that's a very common fear, but I'm not really scared of that. I'm scared of looking dumb. I'm scared of being like I'm scared of looking dumb. I'm scared of like being played. I'm scared of like the disingenuousness that comes. I know a lot of people just like attention. Like a lot of people would rather have their egos filled up than like accept your love. And people love to be loved. They love to be loved. Like that is such a real thing. People love to be loved. They do not care so much about who is giving them the love. Or so many people who do not have that self-fulfillment and that self-love themselves, they will give what if you are pouring into them, they will not tell you, hey, stop pouring into my cup. They're going to keep allowing you to pour into them and pour into them and pour into them. And then one day they're just going to cut it off because they do not need what you have to offer them. And it's going to make you feel bad. I do not want to be in positions like that. I do not want to feel drained like that. I'm very big on pouring into cups that are pouring into mine. I'm very big on people bringing something to me, like what you have to offer me, because I've been able to realize, like having a conversation with one of my friends one day, she took me home and we were just like in the car yapping, and she had told me like when she thinks about relationships and when she thinks about like the people that she is like romantically involved with, she thinks about like what she has to bring to the table, and she goes based off of that, like what she has to bring to the table, what she has to offer, and what she wants someone to compliment her and offer her as well. I don't think in my life I'd ever really, like, until that conversation, been consciously considerate of what I had to offer. I think I've been a very, like, external person, that I've never been very, like, internal about what I want and desire out of people. It's always been, like, my physical type. Like, it's always been, like, you have to have these, like, requirements and that's it. But what you have to offer someone is so important. Being more serious about my dating life now, like I'm very intentional about the things that I'm doing, the people that I'm talking to, why I'm talking to you, why you're in my face, why you're in my phone. Like I don't need to have no hoes. I really don't. There's no point in me keeping you around because it's really nothing you can really do for me. I feel very self-sufficient. So when I'm looking into like dating and like being romantically involved with people, I'm not looking so much as to what you can do to like satisfy me or what you can do to please me. I'm kind of looking into like how can you compliment me. Like I'm very like, I was talking to some guy and he's like a lot older than me, and off rip, and I wasn't even talking to my dad about this, but off rip, like such a sweet guy. Second time I hung out with him, everything disappeared. I was like, what the fudge? Wait. I was like, am I tripping? And the crazier part about it is the day before I hung out with him, the next time, my dad was telling me like a lot of men will have like this like sweet, bubbly, like gentleman act. They will hold the door for you. They will buy you flowers. They will do everything. They will trick on you, all this, that, and the third. And then the next time, like, it's just nothing. Men will sleep with you and ghost you, like beat the doonies down and be gone, baby. You won't even know where he went. Like after he didn't go with his 1-2, he is done with you. Like I promise you, men have so much to kind of like, not to offer, but what they think they're offering you is not really like a compliment as to like what you need. And I think I'm more big on like what you can do to compliment me, because I don't really need you to do anything for me. More things that I look for in like a partner and in a person is like emotional support. Like, can I be emotionally vulnerable with you? Can I let my guard down? Can I love you openly? Like, do I have to like do these things in secret, do these things in private? Do I have to be like very silent with the appreciation that I can give you? And I know a lot now with like being in relationships and like getting into dating, is a lot of people like being nonchalant, and like you really have to, it like, I don't know why, but dating has been like a very like stupid game. It's been a very meticulous game. Like, oh, can't text back too fast, or like they might ghost me, or can't do certain things, or like I might give them the ick or da 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 da. I feel like if it's in any case where you just cannot be yourself, I don't understand the point of investing and talking to someone, because I would want to apologetically be myself. Like, I do not want to have to hide things about myself. I obviously do not want to lay out my cards face flat on the table and be like, hey, this is the real me. But you know, you want to be with people who are just as interested in getting to know you as you are to getting to know them. You know, a lot of people are interested in the wrong things and interested in the right people for the wrong reasons. And I think it's very important that you start taking your dating life more seriously. Being in these like relationships and being in these experiences with people, I cherish them so much, and I literally have like nothing but love for these people at the end of the day, because I feel like they were such like beautiful experiences, and such a beautiful way to even see myself be able and capable of loving and appreciating someone. Like, I have always been someone who I will take everything that comes with you, good, bad, happy, sad. Like, I'm here for you, like in any emotional capacity and any physical capacity. Like, I probably would most likely drop what I'm doing for anybody. And you could say like that's a really bad flaw, but I just think like it's very good to love openly and be yourself openly. It's very important you take your dating life seriously, because I feel like it is emotionally damaging when people love you the wrong way, and it's very hard to recover from that. And it's very easy to think that you just aren't worthy of love and you don't deserve love, and love is just so hard for you. I used to feel like love would just always skip me by, and like I just would not be able to find that, and I don't think that's true. I think the more you're able to love yourself and put that fulfillment and satisfaction into yourself, you will find people who are able to love and support you in the way that you deserve to be loved and supported. I've been very big on finding that love and like support and things around me that just aren't like my friends. I feel very loved around my friends. I feel very appreciated. I feel very valued. I feel seen. And that's what you want. Like, when people are like I've always, like, when I look at people, I'm like, as viewers, as long as you are patient, like you're kind, you're not quick to get angry with me. Like, it's not like an argument every time I bring something up. Like, I think those are qualities that I find to be what love is to me. Especially like reading my Bible, I do understand like the more in-depth concept of what love is and what love looks like and what love is to me. All in all, I do like cherish all of my dating experiences, even though I've never officially been a girlfriend. I think the experiences of still being romantically involved with people. I low-key forgot the last part that I left off on. My like laptop started to turn off. But what was I saying? As long as you're very like intentional about, you know, what you want out of your dating life and what you want out of people, I think those things will find you. I don't think you ever have to like force love or force people to see you in the way that you deserve to be seen, or in the way that you deserve to be loved. My dating life has been very like fascinating for me. It's been very funny. I actually think it's quite comical, just because it's just been a lot of unexpected. Like, it's always been so unexpected. Like, it's always just been so like random. And I think the more intentional you are, like, I know that's a very redundant thing that I'm saying, but the more intentional you are, especially me saying like my love life has always been so random, the more intentional you are, the more like prone you are to receiving good things, is what I think. Like, the stuttering. Just the more like, I don't know, you have to really be consciously considerate of like what you require out of people, what you want out of people, what you're gonna go for, what you're gonna stand for. Because if it wasn't like, if that's not the case, you just go for just about anything. And I don't know, like, you deserve a good thing. So I don't know, I really like, I just wanted to give you guys like a quick little episode on my dating life. I don't want to ever get too in depth, because I do not want to make people feel like they're on blast or nothing. But I am gonna do another episode like this with my friend. I do think like she has a lot of like, I would call it like big sister advice on like, excuse me, that was so nasty, on like dating and everything. And I love like going to her for advice. Has always just been like a breath of fresh air, just like having such a refreshing and mature opinion. And I do think she has a lot to add and a lot to say on these kind of subjects. So I will be doing like a follow-up on this episode. And yeah, I really, really, really hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next week.